T. It's going to be the juggernaut Team Noob securing themselves, or have already secured themselves, a 2-week win streak at the top, going up against the newcomers in Team Queso, as it looks like they're already going to find Bauta out into the jungle. That's going to be super easy, super quick, and the first blood is going over into the hands of Superman.
Yeah, and look at that early aggression, that 5-man rotation, just so fast, came out so suddenly. Superman engaging with that charge and getting the kill on Max, and look at the lead already with the amount of gold from that first blood that's happening.
And so, with first blood being secured over into the hands of Team Noob and Superman, this is going to give a nice little opportunity for the side of Team Noob to secure themselves that lane. You get Ibuchichi, one that we need to make sure we keep an eye on for Team Queso, the big shot caller, as well as the main jungler for their side. Now, let's talk a little bit about these side lanes. I know that's something that is going to be highly important. Of course, you got the Superman versus Malik on the bottom side, the Dragon side of the map. But let's talk a little bit. Talk to me about this Lubu versus the Max matchup that we see on Slayer side.
Yeah, Lubu versus Max. Lubu is going to be able to shine in the mid game against Max once he gets his items and he has level 4. He's going to be someone that can 1v1 and Max really easy. And look at this rotation from the side of Team Noob, getting the kill on Malik and Team Queso there. A little overextension on Malik's part, getting pushed back. Instead of rotating back to his tower and getting that protection from his tower, he kind of rotated down the river and got caught out, which is really unfortunate. Now this puts them at a bigger disadvantage in the early game, and this could result in a big snowball here against them.
Another issue that we've been finding teams have whenever they play up against Team Noob is how they're able to handle the early game aggression. We've already been able to see the power of those early game bot side rotations, considering the fact Team Noob got themselves that first little easy kill. Team Queso, they're going to have to find a way to get themselves some stabilization, because believe it or not, Team Queso does have a solid later game composition, but the fact is that they have to get there, as now Superman is going to end up finding the pro right underneath the tower. He's going to get pushed. He's going to get done. Tower will finish off the kill, and that is going to go right into the hands of Poseidon.
Yeah, 7 is just one of the best Superman players in EU. And look at his positioning. He's so smart, using that to get in front of his... Because when Superman moves towards an enemy, he has 20% movement speed, so he gets behind him and displaces him towards his enemy, towards his allies, so that they can just focus down the person that's being displaced by the charge there. So really, really smart play by Superman. However, if you knock him and hit damage, it will take him out of that charge phase. But look at the aggression now coming from the side of Team Queso, trying to get the top tower against Lubu here.
I like the decision of trying to create some sort of counter pressure. Pitch is going to find himself quite low. He's going to be forced to flicker away. The recall will happen as well. So despite the fact that Team Noob has been creating themselves some kills over to the middle side of the map, nice little solid piece of pressure, lose some experience. Team Queso doing a good job there on the top side.
Yeah, that was such a good play by Pitch there. He barely survived it, but the fact that he cleared out the wave, especially the minions there, that allowed him to get minimum damage on the tower, because with Lindis and Max there, they could do a ton of damage to the tower and potentially take it, but he cleared the wave out just in time and then recalled, knowing that they cannot push any type of advantage there with the wave being gone. Now with Alice being level 4, Poseidon level 5, you have to think Ignis has a lot of AoE. He has Rain of Fire, which does AoE damage for 3 seconds, and also reduces movement speed for 50 seconds, 50% over 2 seconds. Also, he also has his ultimate, Holy Embers. So if they combine the Rain of Fire, Holy Embers combo with that slow on top of an Alice Hissy Fit ultimate, that is going to be so devastating. So I'm really looking forward to see if Team Noob can pull this combo off.
Team Noob's definitely making all the right moves thus far, as they were able to pick up another kill onto the pro in the mid lane as well. We haven't really talked too much about these Alice roams, but despite the fact that you're obviously used to seeing some of these roams be more of the tankier, more utility, it doesn't deny the fact that Alice's roams are still quite strong.
Yeah, Alice is just weak early, but she's one of the most flexible and most powerful supports late game, because she gives that crazy speed buff with her shield, with her B ability, and she has that amazing ultimate that silences and basically slows enemies in the circle. And here's Malik kind of overextending. His team is not there with him. However, L'Oreal does jump in to save him, and wow, the Roma gets a nice hit, killing that Malik.
Nice little final kick onto Yavix there, as Team Queso, despite the fact that they're trying to make these moves in the skirmishes, are not able to compete with Team Noob mechanically. and are thus finding themselves in a very difficult situation. 5 minutes, 7-0, and a 3,000 gold lead in the favor of Team Noob.
Yeah, this is going to be so tough to come ahead because, again, Alice, again, with her friendship, it just gives so much speed. It gives that shield you see right there that just happened. It gives the entire team movement speed and a shield, so they can rotate across the map very quickly to then catch out the side of Team Queso. And look at 7 here. He's probably going to get this tower, and that's going to put them at a healthy lead even further.
Life is just much better when you have the power of friendship on your side, don't you, CJ?
Yes, it is. It is. So right now, what Team Queso needs to do is they need to slow the bleed, and they cannot give any more deaths over. 7 deaths is already too much. They have to clear these waves out and save their towers. They cannot give any more towers over here, and they need to make sure they clear these waves as soon as possible so the side of Team Noob cannot push any more towers, so they can continue to turtle and get a item parity.
Well, we're starting to find ourselves in a little potential skirmish situation as the members of both Team Noob and Team Queso find themselves on this Sage side jungle, as it looks like they're trying to contest themselves that Sage Golem. You did have Max roam down. Babada decided to come down and try to see if he could help his team, but just like that, a very quick tower in the middle is going to go down. That's going to be a tier 1 for the middle lane, as now Team Noob is going to continue their oppression onto the front side. They have lots of tower taking opportunities. Pitch is going to end up slowing Yavix. You're going to get a nice little push there out of Superman. And oh my goodness, look at the damage coming out of Lubu. He's going to be able to force themselves to go back in the protection of their turret, but at what cost are they going to lose? That is going to be a tier 2 turret in the bot lane.
Yeah, what nice split pushing there by the side of Team Noob. One thing Team Queso did is they protected their blue golem over their tier 1 mid tower, and I felt like with all 5 of them there, they should have tried to protect that mid tower as much as possible, because now their jungle is completely open. Dragon side of the map is vulnerable. Look at that. They don't have a tier 1 tower mid. They don't have a tier 1 tower on Dragon side. So now Dragon is completely going to be taken by Team Noob every single time, and because of that, you know, Pitch is comfortable taking it by himself because their map is completely open. They have just so much map control, and this is an opportunity here. If they had that mid tower, maybe they could have caught Pitch off guard, because it gives you a lot more territorial control, and losing that tier 1 tower is very devastating in the early game.
All right, Sweet J, your team's down about 6,500 gold, 7 towers to 0, and the oppressive maneuvering of Team Noob is absolutely demoralizing your team. Is there anything that Team Queso can do to potentially get themselves back into this game?
Yeah, they need Lindis and the entire team to focus one hero, because Malik, although is level 8 and they're down levels, they do have a lot of burst damage that could potentially happen, but they can't group up like that against a Superman. They need to focus all of their firepower onto, you know, Viroma. They need to not focus on Labu, but they just need to get a kill, win a fight, and then push out and farm up. They need to just farm up. Stop the level difference, catch up in levels, catch up in items, and then have a chance to come back here. But right now, it's not looking that way for them. It's
not looking that way indeed, as the rotations by Team Noob are demoralizing members of Team Queso, as they're going to get themselves a nice little tower dive. Vex being able to pick up that kill onto Yavix. He's going to end up with the onslaught. The Pro is going to go straight to the gray screen, as that's going to end up being 3 members down for Team Queso. 7's going to get himself a nice little tower dive onto the core. He will lose his life for the cause, putting Team Queso on the board, but at what cost will it kill them, as Vex secures himself the triple kill. Ibuchichi, the only one left alive, but I don't think it's going to matter, as the core is down. It is out for the count, and just like that, we're going to find Team Noob having themselves a sub 9-minute victory. Oh, just as I said that, it is corrected. The core being a little bit stronger than we might think. Thane's going to be able to pick up that kill, and a delaying of the inevitable, it might seem, as Team Queso.
Yeah, this is their chance to come back. I mean, that first push under there, Alice did a really good job. 0-9 had a perfect hissy fit ultimate on the high ground tower on the Dragon side of the map. That placement there was able to get a kill on the Malik, get a kill on the Thane. They couldn't move, they were slowed, and they just rushed them. And now this is their chance to hopefully make a comeback, take Darkslayer here, which is exactly what they're focusing on. And now with Darkslayer, they have this damage buff. Even though they're behind levels, behind items, that damage buff is going to make it a more even playing field against the side of Team Noob. And this could be a comeback here.
Could potentially be a comeback indeed. What better way to secure yourselves in a more advantageous position than securing yourself that Darkslayer? As it looks like 7 is going to get himself caught out. He will decide to run away. A nice little zoning by Poseidon and Vex to help themselves out, but the onslaught is going to be able to be pushed up here by Team Queso. They want to try to get this kill. Ibuchichi picks up that kill onto Vex. He's going to end up getting himself that shutdown. you're going to have 7 going down as well. And so a little bit of life blown back into the sails of Team Queso.
7 was just poshing so aggressively with Superman there by himself. He couldn't get a charge off because, as you see, they canceled his charge, and that is how you counter a Superman. But he was by himself. Ryoma got caught out in the middle, and then Lindis was able to do so much damage onto him. And then Malik and Max, actually, Barbera actually used his lift-off ultimate to target the Superman and get a kill on 7. So that was a decisive and well-fought fight on the side of Team Queso. And Team Noob, they just need to stick together. They're kind of getting picked off and going in one by one. And if they keep this up, they're going to allow Team Queso to get right back into this game.
4,500 gold separates the two teams, but the morale and momentum has started to shift into the favor of Team Queso. We talked about their composition and how they need to weather the storm, because despite the fact that Team Noob's prowess has exceptionally showed thus far.
Wow, look at that burst damage from Superman. It's amazing how much damage he does, because Superman, like Zenio and like other heroes, he does damage based on his maximum percentage health. And look at the number of items he has on him. He is just super tanky right now, but he is not that tanky actually, because if the team forces him, they can get a kill.
Seeing the composition. Oh, we might actually hand him a pause because it looks like there's going to end up being a fight on this bot side. They try to get themselves that tier 2 turret, that core turret in the top lane, or bottom lane rather, but it's not going to be enough. The pro will end up picking the kill on a 0-9, and look at this. Team Noob throwing some of these fights to 2-for-1 favor in the side of Team Queso. Team Noob, they want to finish. They know they need to finish before the game gets scaled up any longer, but they're not being efficient in these fights.
Yeah, this is not a good look for the side of Team Noob, because, again, L'Oreal is just so good in the late game. And look at her items now. She is building towards that 4th tier 3 item. Hikade's, which gives her so much damage. It gives her that 30% ability power damage amp. So they need to be careful, because if they allow Team Queso to scale more into this late game, their comp is going to work out pretty well against the side of Team Noob, because again, Team Queso has ADC, and Ryoma on Vex, he actually falls off in the late game. But it's not too late in the game yet. It's not that 15-minute mark, no full builds yet. The farm is kind of slow. So Team Noob needs to win the next fight here, or else if they lose the next fight, then Team Queso has a really good chance of securing this back in their favor.
And look at that. Superman tries to get himself going nice. A little bit of a backthrow, but it doesn't matter because he will end up going down. And this is the question that we have to think about. Looking at the composition that you have coming out of Team Queso, did it seem, Suijay, in that draft phase that they wanted to allow that Superman to, come out?
Yeah, I think maybe they had an idea to counter against him and play against him, and they're confident they can work against the Superman. And look at this engage by Javix here. So aggressive on the Malik, forcing Team Noob to back off, but he took a little bit too much damage here, which can put him at risk. And there, it's going to happen right there. Nice, beautiful Wielding Blade stun by Vex there, securing a kill on the Malik.
Javix getting himself a little bit too overzealous, and that's going to create a nice little 5v4 opportunity for Team Noob to push into the Team Queso base. Remember, their middle high ground turret has been down. The bottom high ground turret going, so you're going to have super minions on both sides. They want to try to get themselves a rotation on the top side, but they're going to need minions before they do that. And with 15 seconds still left on the frontline tank of Javix, this might spell disaster for Team Queso.
Yeah, and they got a super minion there. Look how tanky that guy is, absorbing so much damage. And this fight's going to play out here. Nice, they're trying to focus down. Pitch, he gets out barely with silver health.
Over here comes Superman.
Comes from the back.
He's going to be on the back. He's going to be right on the back line of Ibuchichi. Vex will pick up the kill onto Ibuchichi as well. Barbara is going to go down. Barbara actually is going to pick up him a kill as well. It is a 2-for-1 in favor of Team Noob thus far, and this is where the disaster started to strike.
Yeah, and look at that Ignis slow, the Alice stun, the Sunshine stun. Beautiful combo there by Ignis and Alice there to secure the kill onto that Malik. He just couldn't move and get out.
And with that, game number 1 flows into the favor of Team Noob. It was a little sloppy. They didn't get themselves in the most advantageous position.